Yo, Will. 祝你生日快乐. Happy birthday. I think you're like 14 now or something like that. Hope you're doing well, bud. I know I'm a day late, but that's just the way it is. Hope you had a good day and miss you, love you. Hope everything's going good over there. And I don't know, I wrote something. You might not understand it. I was going to send you a letter, but it says something like this. Happy birthday. Your determination inspires me. Hopefully you still know that no matter what you are going through, that there is something bigger than you that loves you. Knowing that is only half of what is required to truly unlock miracles that will put you in awe. The other half is knowing and truly loving yourself. Loving a you that you likely have never met or long forgotten existed. Both of these loves are incomprehensible, and it is this understanding that commits to complete surrender. 14 years ago, you were born, but the love responsible for you was not only pure, it was powerful. And now that you're 14, I'm not likely a thing that you think about very much, if I'm right. And probably neither is your mother. Probably most of your thoughts are on your friends, playing, and maybe sports. And when I was your age, uh, girls started to also be a big thing in my mind. And it was for a lot of my classmates as well. So this is kind of one of those, happy birthday, I love you. And I guess there's some stuff that you got to hear about. I'm your dad. And pretty sure you know you have a dink, or a penis, or a pecker, whatever you call it. And you're probably old enough to start understanding about sex and safety and all that kind of stuff. And I am reading this right now. I used AI and I asked AI, what is the most important stuff to talk to a 14-year-old boy about sex? And it said consent and respect. This is foundational. So yeah, consent means that it's okay. Whoever you have sex with, if you're having sex with anybody, they got to say it's okay. And if anybody tries to like touch you or do something with you, you got to say it's okay. Anything outside of being okay is not okay. And anytime somebody changes their mind, if they say no, 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 or you say no, 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 you can stop, right? So you got to respect whoever it is you're maybe kissing or maybe hugging or maybe talking about sex with. Same thing goes for you. They got to respect you. And if you're not comfortable or they're not comfortable, you don't pressure someone, okay? And you might be too young for this. I don't really know. And then, you probably need to know a few things. And maybe you've already learned this in school, but you're 14, so you're kind of going through some body changes or whatever. You might be getting hard-ons or your dick is hard. It's called an erection. Maybe even they're starting to ejaculate or come or shoot sperm. That's some white shit that shoots out of your dink. You might be masturbating. That's playing with yourself, using your hand, making it your dink hard or shooting it. Anyway, all that stuff's normal. You don't do it in front of other people. You do it, it's private. If you're playing with yourself, that's a private thing. You don't let anybody force you or do anything wrong. And then girls, they got a whole different system down there. They got, they don't have an ink, they don't have balls. And they're going through some stuff right now, too. They're going through something called menstruation. That's like their body cleans something every once in a while. So when you ejaculate or come, shoot shit out of your dink, that's the stuff that makes babies. And girls, they call that the sperm. But girls, they got something else. They got something inside them called the egg. And every month, when girls hit a certain age, like 14 or 15, they bleed and it changes the eggs, switches them around. And at 14 years old, you do not want to be having a baby. So don't be doing that. But if you do, I don't know what happens over there. Your friends might be pressuring you and all that kind of thing. Wear a condom. That's like a little balloon that you put on your dink so you don't make a girl pregnant. Pregnant means you're having a baby. So the other thing that you got to think about if you're um, starting to get into this sex thing is infections or diseases. Okay, they're real. So wear condoms. That's the rubber balloon that you put over your dink. There's some diseases that if you don't use it, there's a disease that can kill you. There's diseases that'll last for the rest of your life. And plus you can get somebody pregnant. So just wear a condom. Put a bag on your dink if you're gonna have sex. And that's just wear condoms. And then sometimes girls will they'll take a pill so they don't get pregnant. And they're like, oh, that's okay. I take a pill. You don't have to wear a condom. Wear a condom anyway because they could still have a disease, unless you know what. But just wear condoms. And then when you're thinking about all this kind of stuff, you got to think about like your emotions and the relationship, and what makes you ready for sex, other than just being, hey, I got a dink and she has a vagina or a whatever. I don't know what you call it over there, but everybody's got the parts, but are you like emotionally ready? Because it's like a big deal. And you got to have trust in the relationship. You never force yourself on anybody. You don't do it. Don't even do it if somebody's, I don't know if you're starting to drink beer over there or vodka or whiskey with your friends, but you shouldn't. And if you don't, you shouldn't have sex with a girl if she's drunk or something like that. And you shouldn't be that way either. It's a special thing, right? And everybody's got to be trusting and feel comfortable in the situation. And ask your mom to get you condoms. Like, don't be shy about it. Just walk around with condoms, but don't rush. Some people don't have sex until they're 40, and some people don't have sex until they're 50. So you're 14 right now. Don't rush. Now, when we're talking about sex, there's also online. I don't know if you're playing on a computer right now or doing that kind of thing, but pornography is like videos of sex on the internet, and you should just, I know your friends probably will be sharing it or seeing it, or maybe, I'm not sure if you're into that, but stay away from it. It's bad. And I know it's whatever, but it's bad for your relationships, and it changes your thinking about what is normal sex, because the sex that you see on the internet is not real. It's not like well, sure, they're real people, but it's not real. So you shouldn't be, just stay away from it. And another thing that's happening in Canada and the United States, I'm pretty sure it's happening in Taiwan right now, is people are using cell phones to share sexy pictures, or pictures of their dink, or pictures, if it's a girl, pictures of her boobs, or maybe of her private parts below. And that's illegal. So you don't do that. Okay? Even if like one of your buddies sends you a picture from some girl, send it to him. You don't send that kind of stuff. You don't share it. Because it's illegal. Like, you can go to jail, and plus it's very bad for the person who you're sharing it around. And just be careful online if you're starting to be, looking at adult stuff or chatting or whatever like that. Just don't send private pictures of yourself to anybody, like, unless you got a girlfriend and you've been dating her for a year or something like that, and that's what you're into. But basically just don't do it. And you got to be able to talk about this. So if you got a girlfriend right now, I don't know if you do, but you got to have, like, be able to talk about it openly and honestly and gently and comfortably. And this is probably something, if you have a girlfriend, like, that should stay between you and your girlfriend. Like, don't tell all your friends. I know a lot of your friends will talk about it, and they'll start talking about it, and they'll say stuff. Stay away from that kind of talk. I know it's peer pressure, and like a lot of it happens, but just don't talk. Kind of ignore it. It's kind of not something that you want to do. And talk about if you got a girlfriend, or I don't know, maybe even got a boyfriend. I don't know what kind of man you're turning out to be, but you gotta have rules, like, know your own rules, what is okay with you, and then also know your own wants or what you're worried about. And if you got a girlfriend, and you gotta be able to talk to these things, like her rules and her wants and what she's worried about. And just always be true to yourself, and don't deal with peer pressure. That's like when friends try to push you to do stuff, or like, just because they're doing it doesn't mean you got to do it. Just be you. And this is a special thing, okay? It's it's a very special thing between you and another person. And, you know, I don't know who else you talk to over there. You can talk to your mom, maybe talk to your uncle. He'd probably be a good guy to talk to. Um, and don't be scared of asking questions. And like a big thing, you never, you know, sex is private. Your privates are your privates. Girls' privates are their privates. You never ever do something that somebody doesn't want or is not like if they're not okay. You never ever try to force it or do it. Everybody's got to be ready. Everybody's got to want to do it. Everybody's got to kind of be excited about it. And who knows what it's going to be like the first time? You never know. But and then if you're masturbating, that's like when you're playing with yourself, playing with your dink. That's another thing I think I told you. That's normal. But anyway, yeah, probably didn't know you were going to get that kind of talk, young man. And I hope you're doing really well. I hope school's going good. I hope everything you're doing is going good. I don't know when I'm going to see you next. And say hi to your brother for me. Tell him I love him. You know, something I heard, or I don't know, I read about this. Like when your mom and I got divorced or split up, you had to grow up like really fast. Like you're the man of the house now. And I don't even know where you guys are living. If you're still living with Amanda and Gong and all them or what, or if you got your own apartment. I don't know what's going on. I don't talk to your mom very much, but hopefully she will send you the link to this YouTube video, and maybe she'll even give you my phone number, and you can download WhatsApp, and maybe she'll even let you talk to me if you got a phone, if you want to. Only if you want to. I know I haven't been the best dad, and I haven't been able to be there for you, and I can't talk very much, but you know, it's not that I don't want to, but there's not much I can do from over here. I just know I love you. I miss you. I hope you're turning out to be a heck of a good man. When I was talking to you before and saying, you know, there's that something that's bigger than you that's always loving you. I remember when we lived in Kindersley at Phillips Court, and you went to Bible camp with, I can't remember that kid, the kid that lived down the street that you used to play with all the time. And you came back after, and you're like, we said, how's it going? What'd you learn? He's like, it's good. I'm like, what was the best part? He said, you know, no matter what happens in life, whether my brother's fighting with me or I'm not close with my mom and dad, God is always up there and God has always loved me. So remember that. Pray a little bit. Wake up every day and say thank you just for being you. And I know you haven't had the easiest life, but just wake up and say thank you, because you still probably got 2 feet, you still got 2 hands, you probably got food, you're sleeping inside. You know, you're luckier than a lot of people around the world. And wake up and say thank you. And pray. Pray a little bit. Say, hey, God, give me some help. If you need help, if you're going through shit, you know. Just, you don't need to go to church. You don't need to read the Bible. You don't need to do all that kind of stuff. But find yourself in a little bit of a connection with that bigger power up there, and pray to him when you wake up, and pray to him when you go to bed. And if you have hard times, pray to him when you're having hard times. And you'll get through this. And I can't wait to see you again, bud. Love you with all my heart. Be a good man. Be a good man. Love you. Bye. And say hi to Alex too. Bye-bye.